Hi guys, we have some exciting news. As you know, we're all on lockdown, so we can't bring any kids to our studio. So, we will be recording kids at their homes with their cell phones or any other recording device. This means that we can literally record kids from anywhere. So the next episode is going to be truly global. We're looking for kids from each continent to participate, aged about 8 to 12, although we would be happy to try out younger kids if you feel you're a strong reader. Keen? Contact us at bkfkstorytime@gmail.com. And now, The Wizard of Oz by L.Frank Baum. Chapter 18, Away to the South. Dorothy wept bitterly at the passing of her hope to get home to Kansas again. But when she thought it all over, she was glad she had not gone up in a balloon, and she also felt sorry at losing Oz, and so did her companions. The Tin Woodman came to her and said,
"Truly I should be ungrateful if I failed to mourn for the man who gave me my lovely heart. I should like to cry a little, because Oz is gone. If you will kindly wipe away my tears, so that I shall not rust."
"With pleasure,"
she answered, and brought a towel at once. Then the Tin Woodman wept for several minutes, and she watched the tears carefully and wiped them away with the towel. When he had finished, he thanked her kindly and oiled himself thoroughly with his jeweled oil can to guard against mishap. The Scarecrow was now the ruler of the Emerald City, and although he was not a wizard, the people were proud of him.
"For,"
they said,
"there is not another city in all the world that is ruled by a stuffed man."
And so far as they knew, they were quite right. The morning after the balloon had gone up with Oz, the 4 travelers met in the throne room and talked matters over. The Scarecrow sat in the big throne and the others stood respectfully before him.
"We're not so unlucky,"
said the new ruler,
"for this palace and the Emerald City belong to us, and we can do just as we please. When I remember that a short time ago I was up on a pole in a farmer's cornfield, and that now I'm the ruler of this beautiful city, I'm quite satisfied with my lot."
"I also,"
said the Tin Woodman,
"am well pleased with my new heart, and really, that was the only thing I wished for in all the world."
For my part, I'm content in knowing I'm as brave as any beast that ever lived, if not braver,"
said the Lion modestly.
"If Dorothy would only be contented to live in the Emerald City, we might all be happy together."
"But I don't want to live here. I want to go to Kansas and live with Aunt Em and Uncle Henry."
"Well then, what can be done?"
inquired the Woodman. The Scarecrow decided to think, and he thought so hard that the pins and needles began to stick out of his brains. Finally, he said,
"Why not call the Winged Monkeys and ask them to carry you over the desert?"
"I never thought of that,"
said Dorothy joyfully.
"It's just the thing. I'll go at once for the golden cap."
When she brought it into the throne room, she spoke the magic words, and soon the band of winged monkeys flew in through the open window and stood beside her. The Monkey King bowed before the girl for the second time and asked for his instructions.
"I want you to fly with me to Kansas,"
said Dorothy. The Monkey King shook his head and refused. The winged monkeys belonged to the land of Oz, not the land of Kansas, and were powerless to take Dorothy across the desert. The Monkey King bowed low again, and with that, the band of shrieking monkeys flew away. Dorothy was ready to cry with disappointment.
"I have wasted the charm of the golden cap to no purpose, for the winged monkeys cannot help me."
"It is certainly too bad,"
said the tender-hearted Woodman. The Scarecrow was thinking again, and his head bulged out so horribly that Dorothy feared it would burst.
"Let us call in the soldier with the green whiskers and ask his advice."
So the soldier was summoned and entered the throne room timidly, for while Oz was alive, he never was allowed to come farther than the door.
This little girl
Said the Scarecrow to the soldier.
wishes to cross the desert. How can she do so?
I cannot tell,
Answered the soldier.
for nobody has ever crossed the desert, unless it is Oz himself.
Is there no one who can help me?
Asked Dorothy earnestly.
Glinda might.
Who is Glinda?
Inquired the Scarecrow.
The Witch of the South. She is the most powerful of all the witches and rules over the Quadlings. Besides, her castle stands on the edge of the desert, so she may know a way to cross it.
Glinda is a good witch, isn't she?
Asked the child.
The Quadlings think she is good, and she is kind to everyone. I have heard that Glinda is a beautiful woman who knows how to keep young in spite of the many years she has lived.
How can I get to her castle?
The road is straight to the south, but it is said to be full of dangers to travelers. There are wild beasts in the wood and a race of queer men who do not like strangers to cross their country. For this reason, none of the Quadlings ever come to the Emerald City.
The soldier then left them, and the Scarecrow said,
It seems, in spite of dangers, that the best thing Dorothy can do is to travel to the land of the South and ask Glinda to help her. For, of course, if Dorothy stays here, she will never get back to Kansas.
You must have been thinking again.
remarked the Tin Woodman.
I have.
Said the Scarecrow.
I shall go with Dorothy,
Declared the Lion.
for I am tired of your city and long for the woods and the country again. I'm really a wild beast, you know. Besides, Dorothy will need someone to protect her.
That is true.
Agreed the Tin Woodman.
My axe may be of service to her. So I also will go with her to the land of the South.
When shall we start?
Asked the Scarecrow.
Are
you going?
They asked in surprise.
Certainly. If it wasn't for Dorothy, I should never have had brains. She lifted me from the pole in the cornfield and brought me to the Emerald City, so my good luck is all due to her. And I shall never leave her until she starts back to Kansas for good and all.
Thank you.
Said Dorothy gratefully.
You are all very kind to me. But I should like to start as soon as possible.
We shall go tomorrow morning.
Said the Tin Man.
So now let us all get ready, for it will be a long journey.
Thank you for listening to this episode of By Kids for Kids Storytime, performed by Maya Degenhardt,
Moga Shargle.
Lila Davies.
Lucy Bird.
and Max and Ruby Hughes.
Hey guys, if you like this episode, please share it with your friends and family. It is one of the best ways to support BKFK Storytime.